Hi everybody, my name is Tyler, aka Wunjo,
And I'm Nate, aka Dorcas.
and we're here today to talk to you about the Phoenix League. What is it, why is it, and where we're going to go with it. So before we go any farther, I just want to read to you guys our mission statement, why we've created this whole thing. I'm going to read it verbatim, so here we go. The goal of the Phoenix League is to promote the pursuit of teamwork, strategic thinking, leadership skills, and overall mastery of the rules within the Amtgard LARP. It will work to encourage class knowledge and battle gaming prowess by providing incentives, discussion, and fostering a positive learning environment. We will strive to achieve these objectives through the creation and support of this rule set for competitive organized play. Our goal is to provide a controlled setting for players and teams to visibly demonstrate their expertise. Everyone we've talked to, asking them, why is sword fighting, ditching, like ditch monkey fighting, considered something you can get a knight's belt over, but class games doesn't have that same thing? And the reason we're constantly told is there is no arena, there is no place where you can go to demonstrate your class battles in a place like a tournament. So we're building this league so that we have rules and we have a system that we can use so everyone can actually play class battles and measure each other. The Phoenix League itself is a system we made up where we have one scenario, one set of rules that people are expected to play in with a set team. This will all be covered in another video that goes over the entire rule set. But the idea is it's 6-man teams with 4 people on the field at any given time for each team. So that's an 8-man battle game, or a 4v4. Very small. And if you're thinking, well, why would you make it so small? The answer is this. In order to have something that you can quantify or measure, a battle game where you can actually go, hey, this person's doing good, you need to make sure all the rules are being followed. You need to be able to track it.
Another thing to note with the numbers, the more people you have on a team, the less impact one player makes. So if you're bringing a team of 6 people on 6 people, you better be bringing your best people. No player is dead weight, but a less skilled player will make a larger impact on your team than if you had 10 or 20 people.
This game originally started off as Goblin Ball. We went through a ton of different scenarios that we could use because we knew that a class shatter battle was not the way to do it, right? You need objectives. In a nutshell, this game is there's a ball in the center of the field that you need to pick up and put in a basket on the opponent's side of the field. You do that, you get a point. Nice and easy.
Yes.
The trick is how do you get past your opponent's team, and how do you get around the one gimmick that we've introduced as our kind of equalizer. Whoever has the ball, if they get touched by anything, they die. It is that one tweak that really opens up this game to be something truly interesting and truly, I guess, competitive. Like, we don't know what the meta is going to be. We've been playtesting this, but we don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, like you said, the detonation, that if you get touched when you have the ball, it requires teamwork. Because if you just have the ball runner run towards the other side, run towards the other team, they're gonna die. Just plain and simple.
And in our playtests right now, we're seeing our runs being done as 2-man runs. So one person has the ball, and the other person, an armored person, someone like that, is literally trying to block for them. It's so interesting, and all the games have been so dynamic. And you would think that it would make it really hard to score. But even with this rule, our half-an-hour games are still ending up with scores of, 3 to 6 points by the end of it. If you want to look more about how we're dealing with our reaving, take a look at our video on the actual rules of this game. And without going too far into it, we're treating reaving much more like refereeing in actual sports. We're taking a lot of cues from them and how to make that work. One of the things we wanted to get rid of completely was the idea of the game pausing, right? And rewinding to fix an error and then playing again. That is something that I don't think can exist in a setting where you want to have something you can measure and something that you can rely on over and over again, right? You can't reliably rewind something to the exact state, the exact momentum players were running at, anything like that. So we need to, or what we've done is we've put an end to that. So now if a call is made, if something needs to stop, the game stops and we get to reset. We want to put together a essentially Reeve boot camp, right?
Yes.
We're going to work on making sure our Reeves are not just, you passed a Reeves test, good for you, be a Reeve. We're trying to raise the bar for being a Reeve as well, because Reeving is important. And so by training our Reeves, we will have stronger Reeves, not only for our games, but for the parks that host those players.
Another reason I feel like this is important is because, we see our weapon masters, we see our dragon masters, our war masters. We see a lot of encouragement for things that aren't, necessarily playing Amtgard, which is fine. I don't want to detract from those things, but we have an awesome rule book. We have an awesome rule set. And I would like to encourage people to partake of those 80 other pages of the rule book, I would like to see, hey, you were, MVP, best bard I saw today, best assassin I saw today. Here's a really cool thing. We want to encourage, utilizing their rule set. We can do really awesome things with it. And I think the rule book we have encourages, this type of setting in of itself. So let's try it. That's to say, we're not planning on creating a whole new ladder system, or physically handing out paragons and stuff like that. But if we see somebody who does awesome, we're definitely going to recommend them. This is a proving ground, right? In our mission statement, this is a proving ground for playing Amtgard. My mind would be blown if I went to an event like Keep or Clan, and there is competitive battle gaming, like from people all over Amtgard. That would blow my mind.
And
yes,
exactly. And that's how I feel. That's how Nate feels. That's how the rest of our team feels. And you know what? If you watching this right now, if you feel that same way, if you're someone with a couple years or more, if you have a lot of years of Amtgard under your belt, and you think you can help this in wherever you are, if you're watching this and you're down in Texas, or you're on the West Coast in BC, if you're, Florida, wherever, somewhere in the middle, if you think you can help us make this a bigger thing, get in touch with us. We're people. You can't actually interact with us in this video, but send us an email, and we will help you get this going where you are, right? And we will encourage you, and we will support you in encouraging and supporting your park to run this. And then one day we'll meet up and we'll have teams, and it'll be awesome. We will spread our influence.
Yeah, and as time goes on, like we're keeping things as far as rules go and things like pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, we want to add some flavor and stuff like that. Like, I've been toying with the idea of having an apprentice tournament. I'm picturing 4 players on the field and 4 paragons on the side, coaching and calling out to their apprentices.
Even just like a young bloods tournament, right?
Yeah.
In general, for paragons to scout apprentices from, right? To see the people who maybe haven't even got level 6 yet, right? In their first class, they can be coming out and they can be showing their stuff, right? And that's where they can be noticed as having potential. Another awesome thing about the Phoenix League: have you ever been in a battle game, been sitting there, the teams are getting picked, and you're looking at your friends, you're looking at the people that you sit around at home talking about crazy combos with, and you go, man, it'd be cool if we were all on the same team, right? I'm sure everyone has had that conversation. That's what the Phoenix League is about. It is about getting that group of guys, right, that you've put out together all your different theories with, and saying, okay, let's try this. Let's make our own team. Let's go out there and let's, win a championship.
So stronger strategies can foster, things that you can't just do with a random smattering of people, at a big event that, you might see like 3-4 times a year. You can't foster strategies from that. But I think when you get a core of, 6 people, you can start seeing some crazy things that just aren't possible without this type of environment.
So what do we mean when we're saying strategic thinking, leadership skills. Strategic thinking in the Phoenix League, we want people to be thinking of synergies between classes and synergies between the players, because it's very infrequent that you get to actually decide who's on your team, right? I want to see, plays basically being made. This is a ball-based game, so deciding how and when to move the ball, especially when you have, magic and enchantments and all sorts of other crazy abilities, thinking about how you're going to get that ball to the goal is a very interesting thing. Now, leadership skills. Leadership in Amtgard right now is mostly in a event running or a park running role. Teams are going to need a team leader, will probably naturally emerge, but we're talking about coaches, people who can sit on the back and give plays. Some of these vets who don't play anymore due to injury or just old age or whatever, right, are now can be there and try to help as a coach, right? It gives another way for these players to interact and to be part of this game. As far as continuing goals for the Phoenix League, other than the game itself, we're going to try to support everything Class Battle Game through ways of ongoing podcasts and video streams where you guys can tune in live with us, with experts that we bring in, either paragons or just knowledgeable people. Type in your questions and we'll answer them live on stream, and then you can listen to it later to get those answers or to recap stuff that we've done in the future. That's one way that we're going to encourage people to think about class battle games in a different way than they might have been, currently or right now. We have a list. I have a list of topics of all really cool things that we're going to cover in future streams. So even if you don't battle game anymore, right? And especially if you do battle game, come back to this site, keep checking it out, subscribe to our Facebook page and follow us so you can see all the cool stuff we're going to put together, all the discussions we're going to have, because there's so much stuff that can be discussed when you turn battle games into a serious thing, into a competitive thing, into a controlled thing, into something where people want to excel and want to do, right? So this, I'm really excited, Nate's really excited, and we want your support in getting this off the ground. So if this is something you want to do, please keep up to date with us, make a team, come on out and play, and help spread word of the Phoenix League to all of Amtgard. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can make your hands clap.